Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I am going to be doing my November wrap-up, which means after this one we only have one more wrap-up for this year. Weird. I have a goal that I want to hit, so hopefully I can do it in December. In November, however, I read 6 books, which I am pretty pleased with. I definitely think I could have read more, but I got re-immersed into the world of K-pop once again. I started standing K-pop in 2017, and then I kind of got out of it this year, but recently, thanks to Madison and Katie, I'm like back in it. So I didn't read as much, so hopefully in December I can read more, but 6 books still happy with, so let's get on into this wrap up. The first book I read in November was Let It Snow by John Green, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. If you don't know, this is a book of 3 holiday short stories and I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite books of all time and I reread it every year, so of course I gave it 5 out of 5 stars again. Like I said, they're holiday short stories and they all kind of in the end intertwine, which I absolutely love in short stories when they all come together like that. So I'm not going to tell you what each one's about because they're short stories. So like I feel like you don't need a synopsis about them. You just need to know that they're holiday romance short stories. Just think Hallmark Channel. They're great and I love them and I really love the characters, and I haven't watched the movie yet because I'm really scared because like I said, this is one of my favorite books and I get so scared when there's book to movie adaptations of like my favorite things. But I'll watch it eventually. So yes, 5 out of 5 stars. I'm not sure which one is my favorite story in here. I just love them all so much. This time I was like reading it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna choose a favorite story. And yet again, I couldn't because I love them all so much. The next book I read was Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. This is a really famous, like kind of modern classic story about a girl who is sexually assaulted, and so it's kind of her story of finding her voice and speaking out. It's really, really hard to read, so trigger warning for like depression and especially sexual violence against people and rape and things like that. It's really, really difficult to read, so I can't even imagine how difficult it would be to read if those things do trigger you, so just be aware of that. I think that this read was so important, especially finding your voice after something traumatic like that. It was wonderful, and I'm pretty sure this is own voices. I don't know how accurate own voices, like if she went through the same things as the character or something similar, but I'm pretty sure Laurie Halse Anderson has been through something like this. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But yes, I give this one 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Dashing Through the Snow by Debbie McComber. This one was a Christmas story and I wanted something really, really cute because it's like Christmas time, but unfortunately I was really disappointed with this one. This follows a girl who is trying to fly from California to Seattle to surprise her mom for Christmas, but she can't get a flight, so she goes to rent a car at the same time this guy does, and they end up sharing the car and road tripping to Seattle together. But there was also like another storyline in here that involved the FBI, which was so weird to me. I went to school for psychology and criminal justice, so the FBI aspect was just not believable to me at all. I just did not vibe with it. I did not believe the romance in this story at all. I did not feel chemistry. I didn't like the characters very much. I just didn't feel like there was anything between them. So unfortunately I gave this one 1 out of 5 stars because it was just boring and not very believable. The next book I read was Been Here All Along by Sandy Hall. I'm currently working my way through Sandy Hall's books in the order that she wrote them, and I have really enjoyed seeing how each book of hers has gotten better. So this follows 2 characters named Gideon and Kyle. They've been best friends since they were 5 and they are next door neighbors. Kyle is like the popular type. He has a girlfriend, he's on the basketball team, and Gideon is the more nerdy type, but their friendship just absolutely works. One day Gideon realizes that he actually has feelings for Kyle, and so this whole mess ensues because they're best friends and Kyle has a girlfriend, but Kyle has recently come out as bisexual. So there's just a lot of aspects to deal with in figuring out this like coming of age story and this kind of like coming out story as well. I really enjoyed it and thought it was really cute. However, I am a straight white woman, so I can't speak for the representation on the bisexual and the gay representation in here. So if you are an Own Voices reviewer, please let me know what you thought because I personally really enjoyed it and gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Death Note Volume 1, the Black Edition, and I am so obsessed with this. My friend Desi from Pastel Pages sent me this, and and I was not disappointed. She said it was one of her favorites, and it is now one of mine, and it's also one of my favorites that I've read this year. Absolutely loved it. So if you don't know, it follows this kid named Light who one day picks up this death note on the ground, and a death note is you write someone's name in the journal and they die, and you can also pick out how they die, what time they die, and Light kind of just figures out how to do this. And so as he's going about it, he decides to get rid of all the bad guys in the world, but then he starts having some moral dilemmas and things crop up. I just really love this one. First of all, I think Light as a main character is really interesting, but I also love the artwork in here. I think it's really cool. If you can see it, very cool. I also just love the storyline so much, and I think Light is an actual, like, really intelligent character, and I'm excited to see how the story progresses in the later volumes, but I give this one 5 out of 5 stars. And the last book I read in November was a reread for me, and that is City of Fallen Angels by Cassandra Clare. This is book 4 in the Mortal Instrument series, which I have been rereading, and I've been enjoying my reread so very much. I think this one might be my least favorite in the series. Not a lot happens, and I know it's because it was originally a trilogy, and then 3 more books got added on, so this kind of like is kind of like a first book type of thing, so it sets up the rest of the series. So I thought it was kind of slow. Also, Simon made some choices in this book which I was not a huge fan of, and I know they get like resolved, and I love Simon to death, but just some of his choices weren't great to me. Also, I just need to say that Jace is a drama king, and I love him so much. I am weak for Harrendale boys, but yes, I give this one 4 out of 5 stars. So these are all the books that I read in the month of November. Let me know what you read in November and what your favorite book was. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my social media links will be down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!